Alrighty boys, welcome back to another step-by-step video. Now today's video is going to be on Capitao. Now Capitao actually has a lot of a potential for being a really good operator, help you guys win your rank games. Now there's two parts to his gadgets. The first part that I want to focus on, that I want to quickly talk about, and the way that you should try to use it is his smokes. And the way that I want you guys to try to use it is to try to put his smokes above doorways. And the reason why is because the obvious way is because the enemy players are more than likely going to have to peek you crouched to be able to even contest you, which should lead to a higher likelihood of you getting a free kill. They can't charge through the smoke because they're going to get blind, like I'm showing on screen right here. And this is really important to note because unless you're trying to like completely block off an angle, you can actually potentially set yourself up for really easy kills, which I'm going to show in this first clip here over on Chalet. We're going to be attacking the master bedroom bomb site here, and the general idea here that the enemy team is trying to go for is they're gonna try to force for top mez. Now I'm gonna do that same Capitao trick from earlier, and all I'm doing here is I'm just presetting my drone on top blue on this little like parkour spot that you guys can do, and this gives you really strong intel. So if you can get your drone up here, I think it's very much worth it. And you're gonna see here I have my other drone preset for top mez, and what's gonna end up happening here is one of my teammates is actually gonna die to the dock that is gonna eventually go over to top mez. Now he actually ended up killing my teammate from inside library. However, what's going to end up happening here is when I get back on my drone here after trying to fire off the corner that I thought he was playing in, he's actually going to be rotating over to top mez here. So what I need to do here is I need to set up that play like I was talking about earlier with the smokes. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate over to the double window for library here. First, I'm going to go ahead and wallbang the soft wall, but unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to kill him from this soft wall, so I'm going to go ahead and have to take matters into my own hands now since it's a 3v5 position. Do the smoke trick from earlier. He knows that he can't peek me in this position, so he's going to go ahead and try to run here, because like I said, if he tries to contest me in that position, it's going to be a crouched gunfight, which is going to be primarily winning for me just because of the fact that he's going to have to peek me crouched. And right here, I'm going to try to do the same trick again, but however, this guy on top blue knows the trick, so he's going to end up just rotating away in this position, which essentially gives me top mez control. Now, the idea that I was going to go for here is that I was going to charge down main staircase and try to see if this guy rotates back through 45 to go through dining and then try to walk up solar. However, what ends up happening here is he's actually going to rotate down the blue staircase and just rotate all the way like the super long way. However, during this round, I didn't actually know that he was rotating in this position, so I go ahead and use one of my firebolts to block off top blue staircase so he can't flank me. And what ends up happening here is while I'm rotating into sight to play with my Ash, the Echo actually runs up solar to kill my Ash, putting me into a 1v1 position with an Echo. So now I have to go ahead and start hitting a plant here, and the idea here is that I have to get rid of his Echo drones to be able to win, so I'm just waiting for audio of his Echo drones coming into Master, and then I'm going to go ahead and shoot one here, and then I go ahead and shoot his other one because I also hear that one, and then I'm going to go ahead and try to plant on the doorway here. He's actually going to end up trying to impact me from below here, but he doesn't try to like floor bang me whatsoever, or he doesn't get it correctly, so I'm going to go ahead and stick the plant here. He's going to try to walk up solar staircase, but I go ahead and get on this nice little bed off angle and get myself a free kill. Leading us into our next clip where we're going to be playing on Clubhouse here. We're going to be trying to help our ace get open the main wall here, and in general, the next thing that we need to do after getting open the main wall is going to be to try to take rafters. Now, here's the important thing, right? And this is going to be the next part of Capitao's kit, which is going to be his flame arrows that spread fire when you shoot them down. Now, this is probably the most common way that you're going to make use of Capitao's fire arrows, specifically on this map, for rafters for when the enemy players are playing a zombie. Now here's the thing, right? The idea is that you have to get the zombie to sit T2 and not be peeking you, and you have to put your arrows first over by the 90 side for rafters, and then you want to put your next arrow towards your side, or the close side to you, basically. And this way, this is going to essentially trap the zombie behind her zombie barrier. And if she tries to run, you're going to basically get the free kill while you're walking into garage. And after we go ahead and clear out garage here, we're going to go ahead and secure the round because it's a 5v2 position. We just go ahead and flood the last two guys and secure the round right there. Now, this next up, we're going to be over on Night Haven, and we're going to be putting the two together now to try to make some kind of push. Now, here's the important thing that I want you guys to realize is that with the Capitao smoke arrows, you don't necessarily need to use them on doorways in particular, which I'm going to show this later on in the round. But long story short, how we're going to start out this round here is that we're trying to make our way over to the main wall so we can use our AMPs to help our Ace open up the IT wall. And we're going to go ahead and be checking the spawn peaks here. Specifically the electrical window and the warehouse doorway is a very common spawn peaks. That's why I like to rappel up on that little side building right there. So that way we can prevent the enemy team from spawn peeking those locations. Now right here, the wall is going to go ahead and get open here. And I personally, when I play Capitao on this bomb site, I like to go on the upside down rappel and peek over towards rafters to see if there's anybody trying to play this position. And I'm going to go ahead and light up a guy over by the doorway for rafters here. And honestly, I thought I injured him, so I go ahead and use a Capitao firebolt here. And what's going to end up happening is when I Capitao fire this guy, he's going to actually jump down rafters here and go towards the staircase. Now, the idea that I was going to go for in this position was that I was going to upside down rappel, and instead of peeking like super aggressively, I just wanted to hold him from rotating back up rafters. And while I was trying to do that play, somebody tried to swing IT. The Ella from earlier in the round was just jumping out like crazy and gives me a free kill for IT because he didn't know where exactly I was, so I was able to get myself a free kill while he was like ego challenging basically. But right here, all we're trying to do in this position is just make it impossible for Legion to come back up for rafters. And so long as this guy is not able to make it up back to rafters, that means that he's going to have to rotate back to site through another means, and for context, it's going to be for Aqua. Now, right here, what's going to end up happening here is I'm going to get on my drone, check rafters. I'm going to see that he's not there anymore, which means that the enemy team is giving us rafters for free in this position. So I'm going to go ahead and rappel down now, and then I'm going to go ahead and use my first smoke arrow here to block off line of sight for command. And then right here, they're going to try to pre-fire through, but I'm going to go ahead and just charge through that. And then just like earlier, I'm going to go ahead and use that smoke tech from earlier to look towards pillar. Like I said, most players in this game, they're either going to run away or they're going to peek through the smoke on a crouch angle. So I'm going to be able to get myself a free kill right there and basically secure pillar as like a potential push route for my team because nobody else for context is playing over by pillar. Now right here, I'm going to go and flame behind the bomb because my teammate gives me a call out that there's a guy playing behind the bomb. And since I firebolt this guy has to move, which gives me a free kill on this angle. And then right here, we're going to go ahead and swing aggressively through IT now to finish somebody that was injured inside of command. And then the last guy in this position is actually also in command, and it's going to be a Doc. I'm going to end up swinging the head holes here and injuring him, which allows me to run in and secure the kill right there and secure the round. Now next up, I want to show you guys a different method of attacking this bomb site instead of the way that I did earlier in the round. But we're going to still start the same way as before, where we're going to go ahead and help our ace open up the IT wall here. And then we're going to go ahead and get on our drone and see there's a guy inside of a warehouse on rafters here. He's not going to be paying attention. I'm going to get myself a free kill on the upside down rappel. I'm going to go ahead and get back onto the roof here, get back on my drone to confirm if a warehouse is clear or not. It is clear, so I'm going to go ahead and get off the drone now. When we get back on the upside down rappel, we're going to go ahead and see a shield inside of IT that's preventing our team from pushing up through IT. So we're going to go ahead and gone 6 it to make sure nobody can play that position and shut down our IT approach. And long story short, in this position, my teammates are going to call it that there's a warden playing over by meeting. So of course, I'm going to have to rotate over to look to see if I can try to kill him from the meeting window. But one of my other teammates is going to end up getting the kill for warden here, which means that in this position now, I'm more than likely the best play for me to make in this position would be to actually get control of electrical now. And Capitao is a fantastic operator for getting control of electrical, because one of the things that you guys can actually do is you can use your Capitao fire to clear anybody out of electrical. And for context for this clip, it's going to be a smoke, so we're going to go ahead and Capitao fire above the door. Then we're going to Capitao fire for his wide swing if he tried to ego challenge for me. And long story short, he ends up rotating out of electrical, so I'm going to go ahead and take the space now for electrical here. And he's going to play close on my electrical door, but one of my other teammates is going to actually end up getting the kill. And then he's going to swing and kill this other guy inside of command here, putting us into a 3v1 position. Unfortunately, he's going to end up getting traded out, so then now we got to look for some kind of plant play for a pillar, but we know the last guy is command, so we're going to do that same play as earlier. We're going to block off lines of sight with the Capitao fire, or the Capitao smoke, excuse me. And then we're going to make use of that same tech from earlier. We're going to peek underneath the smoke canisters and get ourselves a free kill on a guy that is trying to look for the retake for pillar. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is that if you can't get a kill with the Capitao fire, the other method of using Capitao is going to be to use his flame arrows for crowd control. Now, what's going to end up happening here is this is going to turn into a 3v2 position. And long story short, there's going to be a Legion that's going to be playing my top orange in this position. So what I'm going to end up doing is, I know that Tachanka is playing inside of sight because he uses his grenade launcher right there to expose his position here. And I'm going to go ahead and see this Legion on the orange doorway for gallery here. He's going to end up rotating into gallery. So I'm going to go ahead and repel into my window here because he can't swing me anymore because of the fire. But suddenly it turns into a 4v2 position, which like I said, it's going to turn into a 3v2 position here in a second. So I'm going to go ahead and separate Legion from the equation completely, and I'm going to go ahead and focus now on getting into this 3v1 position for sight. Legion's going to try to end up dropping the hatch here, which he is going to do, but my teammate's going to get a free kill onto him. And then the Tachanka obviously can't win a 3v1 position, so I swing aggressively to get myself a free kill and secure the round right there. Now, next up, we're going to be over on border here, and long story short, we're going to be attacking the workshop bomb site. Now, in this position, the general idea that I want to do is I want to make use of my other piece of utility, which is going to be my hard breaches here, and I want to try to take vert, so that way we can get some kind of execute, even plant position potentially, using my Capitao fire. Now, what we're going to end up doing here is we're going to use our pre-placed drone that we had inside of security to quickly drone out security and break room to make sure there's nobody looking for potential plays for a run out to stop me from doing my vert approach. I'm going to end up seeing that the wall is reinforced for lockers here and that it's also castled out. So what I need to do to start this position here is I got to go ahead and open up this wall, and I'm going to go ahead and use one of my hard breaches here to open up the wall, and then we're going to go ahead and open up the castle. Now, there's going to be a guy on half wall here that's going to be holding my doorway here. However, this is a very common angle that he decided to play on, so I go ahead and swing it aggressively to get myself a free kill. And then somebody tries to flank me through security, but I'm going to go ahead and respond to that by taking the space now, and I'm going to go ahead and see that lockers is pretty much free in this position and go ahead and take all of the space now. Now, one of my teammates is actually going to end up dying over by east stairs in this position, and the guy that ended up killing him is actually going to rotate through fountain here, and I'm going to go ahead and get myself a free kill onto him for the refrag because he didn't know that I took all of this space since he went to go kill my teammate over by east. Now, we're going to be in a nice 2v2 position here. My Ash is actually going to end up killing the Capcan. Unfortunately, he's going to end up selling his body in this position because the Legion is going to go ahead and swing aggressively to kill him in this position. But I'm going to go ahead and start lining up now to use my Capitao fire to try to get some kind of execute because I know he's over by vents in this position. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my smokes to block off the doorway here. And what he's going to try to do is he's actually going to try to run through my fire in this position. However, this doesn't work because it's going to give me audio because he's going to grunt when he goes through the fire, which tells me when to get off my plant. So I'm going to go ahead and get off my plant, swing aggressively, get myself a free kill, and secure the round right there. But anyway, guys, that's going to pretty much do it for today's step-by-step video for Capitao. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, as a quick little recap, use the Capitao smokes to block off lines of sight or create those little one-ways that pretty much guarantee yourself free kills if the enemy team decides to challenge you through it. And also use that fire as crowd control, as well as securing yourself easy free kills when the enemy team players end up cornering themselves. The last thing I do want to quickly talk about is that Capitao is a 3-speed, guys. He has the potential for impact EMPs as well as hard breaches. And I do think that higher speed is very, very helpful for when you want to make fast plays. And so I do think that he does currently fit the meta that people like to do right now, where they like the ego challenge. The gun is actually surprisingly good as well, in my opinion. So I'd highly, highly recommend giving Capitao a try because he does have a lot of potential utility that can make a lot of easy plays. Now, that's going to pretty much do it though for today's video. I'm going to go ahead and end this video here with this extra Capitao clip that you guys can go ahead and enjoy, and I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Ready to breach.
Activating drone.
Thermal sequence activated.
Start loading.